it in a roll. All right, y'all, we are going out today. This is Dan.
Hello.
Your channel name?
Người miền Tây ở Quân Cam, quý anh chị em các bạn.
There you go. Now you know. So
You'll link them.
We're link up. This is Quang. He's also going to come with us. We are going for lobster, scallops, pretty much diving the local shores here. But if you want to see some crazy offshore action, follow his channel. Crazy big bluefin tunas, just way more serious than what I typically catch. So if you want something new, definitely check out his channel. But we're gonna go out. It's gonna be a good time. We'll grab some bugs, maybe some uni, and some other stuff we can find. So let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So Quang and Han were gracious enough to take me on the boat and go out to hit some local spots, places that I have fished before, and also some spots that I don't have access to because I don't have a boat. So I was really excited, and visibility the past couple days from other shore divers that I've heard was pretty good. So I was very hopeful, and I was just really excited to potentially grab some bugs, but just be out there on the water. Conditions seemed good, had some good company, so was really excited to be out there. All right, we're at our spot. Quang's there. Tan,
Yeah.
thank you, Captain, getting us here. I definitely have to. They came here, they're gonna chill out for a bit, so I need to get in there and grab some stuff.
It's about 35. All right.
See ya. Dive spot number 1. So to my surprise, the visibility is not as amazing as I expected. Still pretty nice, about 10-15 feet, but considering what I've heard and the conditions that were out that day, it was not as clear as I expected. But we're here for lobster, we're here for some other sea urchin and things like that too, but here's one roaming around. Grab it. You know what we have to do. We have to measure 3 1/4 inch. The carapace has to be for it to be a keeper, and this one is short. So next season, buddy. So what I'm doing is looking through caves and ledges for some lobster, and I see 3 here, and the one closest or on the right hand side looks like it could be a keeper. What I'm doing is vibrating my hands to create disturbance so they want to move out. Grab them, and you know what we have to do. We have to measure, and hopefully this one's a keeper. So I'm showing you how I adjust my hands for measuring. So you see there, my left hand goes underneath the legs area, then my right hand grabs the tail, and this one is a keeper. Good to go, and it goes into my mutiny bag right there, and we have one in the bag. Let's find more. This was pretty interesting. As I'm looking around, you'll see a lobster just comes out of the sky. I think it was on a ridge above me, and it gets in front of me and it swims away. And so I just follow it. You can see it there. They can move much faster than this, but I think this guy was just cruising, thought he can sneak by. Tries to hide under this ledge right there, and perfect position for me to go for the grab. And this is what we call a clicker, an unofficial term meaning that the lobster is just short or clicking the edge of that gauge, meaning it's too short and you're going to have to find it next season. So as I was going for this lobster, it decided to bring Patrick for the ride, and Patrick wanted no business being up here, but sorry, this lobster was short by the way, and so both of them floating down to the seafloor again. So I did want to collect some sea urchins, so I spot some decent sized ones, so I go for them, and I'm going for size. And while I'm in the water, though it's difficult to weigh them, I'm going for ones that seem heavier than others. And one other thing that I notice in this area is there are a lot of rock scallops, and it's hard to see on camera, but there's actually a cluster of them here. And I go for one decent sized one. I'm using my hand tool to get it off, and it's a nice size. And what I do is just kind of clean it up a little bit before I put it in my bag, but a nice sized rock scallop to bring home. There you go.
Big tuna.
So first spot, we just got one keeper, female, a scallop. We got 2 urchins. We gotta do a lot better. Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, Tan and Quang dropped me off at dive spot number 2, and we start off strong with this lobster. Right there, nice reach, go straight for the carapace. You know what we have to do? We have to measure. This one ends up being just short. You might be wondering, how come you don't have your chest light on? Well, on the way into the boat in dive spot number 1, it must have came off my chest mount, and if you find it, it's all yours, but super bummed that I lost it. It's my Orcator TD01, which I've loved to use. But here's a rock scallop. I'm using my hand tool to try to pry it off, and it's very difficult to do so even with the hand tool. I know many of you have used your hands or even a dive knife, and my recommendation, if you are using a dive knife, if you don't get it off immediately on that kind of first thrust, you're not getting it off. If you try to use that knife as a pry bar, you will snap it in half most likely. I've done it many times, and from my experience, even with a tool like what I have, if you don't get it the first time, it's gonna be really tough to get it off without a good angle. So going back to lobster, grab one here. You know what we have to do? We have to measure and see if it's a keeper. 3 1/4 inch the carapace has to be. This one is short. See you next season. Not much. There's nothing here.
Nothing? It's all good.
Yeah. So far, just one lobster. I lost my chest lamp when I was getting into the boat from the first spot. Super bummed about that, but yeah, we got one keeper, 2 uni, and 3 scallops. This is a nice one. Nice size.
Giờ chưa thấy lắp kia đi nghe.
All right, spot number 3, and kicking it off with a lobster right away. We have one here, but it's just shy. Being a clicker, it has to be 3 1/4 inch again. It's just shy of that, so this one lives to get a little bigger and see you next season. So this spot I'm typically not able to get to. When I say typically, is you can get to it, but it's very, very difficult to do so from shore. And so I was really excited. I've never dove here before, and just seeing the structure, there's a lot of boulders here and there, and so a lot of holes and crevices where lobster can hide. So I was really looking forward to potentially seeing a lot of lobster out here. So I'm exploring. Visibility is the worst from the 2 other spots, so it's not great, but one thing going for it is that the surf and the current is not as aggressive here, so I am able to move around a little bit. And here's one here. Go for it, do the grab, and we have to measure, see if it's keeper. Not much.
Okay. No, I saw it. We're like, we knew. Thank you. Good?
Yes.
Alright.
Sorry, Captain Tan.
No problem.
All small.
He had fun. He had fun.
They're so small.
He was like, oh. He's holding it up. It's undersized.
Yeah.
No, he just.
All right, dive spot 3. Only got 1 lobster today. That's all a bunch of shorts, but thanks to Captain Tan, Quang, I got an apple juice. It was a good time on the water.
Fun.
Just 1 keeper, some scallop. Thank you again to Quang and Tan for taking me out on the boat. But here's some stats. 25-foot deepest, longest dive was 57 seconds. Here's some other stats for those of you that are curious. But a great time on the water, meeting new friends, and hopefully we can do it again. All right, still here? Well, you're in for a treat. I got some caviar for my birthday recently, and we got to eat it with something. So we got a lobster, we have caviar, and I have some bluefin tuna left over from that party I had. Let's do something crazy. All right, we're gonna dispatch this lobster. It's pretty much been on ice, and before we cut into it, I use this blade here. I bought this blade because it's one of the cheapest kind of longer kitchen blades I can use, because every time I cut into a lobster, it dulls it. So I bought a cheap one so I don't feel bad about it. But in that theme, continuing on that theme of not feeling bad, we're gonna, just in case, take it out of its misery with a clean death. And that's gonna be done by putting the knife between the mouth and straight down. Kills it quickly. So for now. We know it's dead. Let's take off the feelers. This thing out. So what you can do is actually take one of these, then when you go in, you want to put it in this way, and then when you pull out, the barbs will catch the poop trail. So okay, let's try to pull it out now. There we go. There we go. Don't want that. There's that lobster tail. Beautiful. Once we have that beautiful tail separated, what we're gonna do is boil it in some salty water. We're gonna make sure it's cooked all the way through, and then following that, we're gonna pull it out and immediately dump it into some cold water to stop the cooking. So what I'm doing there is I'm trying to separate the shell from the meat, and pressing on the top like that splits the bottom like so, which makes it a little bit easier to pull out the meat from the shell. You're pulling out away from the center with those fins on the side, and everything should come off relatively easily, and what you're left with is some beautiful tail meat. So with this lobster tail, with some of the meat, we're going to be making essentially a lobster roll. I guess roll with like the sushi roll, with Kewpie mayo and topping it off with caviar. And for the rest of the lobster, we're trying to eat it more purist. So we want to make sure we have some of the more intact tail together so we can just bite into it. But the ends we're cutting up like this. And then what we're going to do is put it into a bowl, add some Japanese mayo, mix it up. And then we're going to add it into our seaweed and rice, roll it up, and then top it off with some caviar. So making a roll with lobster is not bougie enough. So what we're gonna do is use that bluefin tuna meat to make some nigiri and make some rolls, some classic rolls with just the tuna, and also some rolls using some of the trimmings of the otoro, or the belly meat of the bluefin tuna, adding it into a bowl, and similar to the lobster, adding some mayo, but with this we're adding a little bit of scallion in there as well for some texture and a little bit of flavor. So same thing as the lobster, roll it up, and we're going to chop it up and top it, of course, with some caviar. And check out that spread and the mother of pearl spoon to, of course, top everything with caviar. We don't know how this is going to taste for any of these, but it sounds like a good idea. It sounds really nice. So let's see how it tastes. This gold right here, this is caviar. And what we're going to do is, or what we have done is combine it with or top it on some crackers with some creme fraiche, caviar on top for a little appetizer or hors d'oeuvres. And we have some bluefin tuna. We got some otoro in the front, looking beautiful. Have some rolls there as well. And then we also have some bluefin tuna belly otoro rolls with some scallion. And then we have, spiny lobster with some Japanese mayo. And of course, topped off with some caviar. And before we dive into any of these, we gotta do the customary caviar bump. So we're gonna put just a tad on there. That is a terrible.
How elegant.
Let's try it. Wow. Super rich, not too salty as I was expecting. It like puts a nice coating on your mouth. That's really interesting. How about another? Formulate my thoughts. I'll do a smaller one this time. Just got an idea. Wow. It's just really rich, decadent, not super fishy, not super salty, really, really good. So I think it's gonna go well with, honestly, I feel like this would work well just because of how it coats your mouth with the creme fraiche, the cracker, the harshness of the cracker, the crunchiness, I feel like will complement well. Bluefin tuna, the otoro, it feels like it's gonna be too rich, but let's stop thinking about it. Let's take some action. Let's try this. Okay. So try this first. Oh, a little. All right. Okay. Wow, that's good. The crunchiness of the cracker, the creme fraiche, and then just the way the caviar coats your mouth, wow, that's really good. Okay. Now we have our bluefin belly. All right, let's try this. As you saw, no soy sauce, no wasabi, none needed. That gives like the perfect level of saltiness. Wow, that's really good. Okay, that is not as, in Korean we call it nukia, but like overly decadent. It was not that at all. It was, wow, that was surprising. Very, very good. Now this is California spiny lobster. We boiled it, cut it, and then kind of mix it up with some QP mayo, and then put it in a roll. And then with, of course, caviar. I find it funny, by the way, that I'm doing a beautiful spread with caviar and I'm wearing this ridiculous shirt, but let's try it. That was really good. Needs more caviar. Wow, that's really good. Needs more caviar though. But the caviar gives it like a perfect level of saltiness with like some sort of like coating. It's like packaging a gift of whatever you put it on. It packages it, coats your mouth, and then it delivers that flavor after. But wow, really, really good. I obviously have no idea what I'm talking about, but it is very, very good. I was a little skeptical because, caviar, but I think I get it. I kind of could see why people like it so much, but one for the road. And I will see you guys, oh God, on the next one. Get out of here. Woo!
Get all my babies in a row. This is my first caviar experience of my life. That's actually really good. Better than I thought. That's great.
Is it worth the hype?
We'll have to see. All right. What is this? Creme fraiche caviar. Pseudo Bellini. Oh, bomb. Great starter. Great starter. So my second course. Otoro with caviar. Wow. Very rich. The fire. Does caviar go well with wasabi? Is that a pairing?
Could be.
I feel like we should do the real wasabi.
I feel like I need like a little like a cut. Give me a cut.
Yeah.
It's like rich, buttery with the rich caviar.
You need some acid.
Yeah. You see? California Spiny lobster.
Oh wow.
Wow. That lobster's just good on its own, to be honest. Amazing. Greatly prepared by none other than Dive Spirit chef herself. If you know, you know. Amazing. Amazing.